Investing.
Investing.
Investing. Educating.
Educating.
Educating. Freedom.
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 Thriving.
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 Empowering.
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 Appreciate you guys for tuning in to yet another episode here of Coaches for Freedom Sunday Market Watch, where we go over the stock market charts and look at opportunities that people are talking about for us to get into and learn how to look at these things in the business aspects so you can know when to get in and to get out from my viewpoint. I'm not a professional. I just so happen to be doing it for a little while, and I've made a little bit of money off of it. And I want to make sure that you guys are educated or getting educated about this information. So here with Coaches for Freedom, we do educate you guys Sunday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Like I said, today is our market watch. Tomorrow is our Monday roundtable where business owner and entrepreneurs come together and talk about business, on how we can help each other develop and grow and become a resource to one another and use each other as referrals. On Tuesdays is our Topic Tuesdays, where we're going to teach you guys everything that you need to know on different topics like real estate, taxes, marketing, you name it, we're going to talk about it there. On Wednesdays is our Wealth Health Wednesdays. We want you to make $1 million, but you got to mentally be able to accept $1 million, as well as we want you to be alive to enjoy it when you get it. So we're going to teach you about things that you could do to make that happen on Wednesdays. On Thursdays is our Tech Thursdays, where we're going to show you and teach you the tools that we're utilizing to run our businesses on the internet, as well as utilizing artificial intelligence to get back our time so we can do more things. But let's get into what we have here. This is our Market Watch Sunday, and I know we were talking about Bitcoin when I first hopped on here, so we'll go take a look at Bitcoin. We'll start there. You guys see oil's rising? So I am in oil, but I'm in it for the long haul, depending on how this energy department is going. That's why I'm paying attention to energy. But let's see, we were looking at, what did I say? Bitcoin. BTC. It's my chart. No. BTC.
So did you get back into oil when it was way back in March, April, when it shit went down like pennies, pretty much?
All right, so as you guys could see, I drew this a while ago as a trend line, right? As well as this one was going like this. So remember, I told you guys that it had to make a burst somewhere around here. Now it got extended out this way, and it's odd. It doesn't respect this trend line anymore, but if I move the trend line out of the way, you'll notice that it hit our Fibonacci and took off, all right? And this lets me know, okay, this is a strong area. And you guys, I've been back and forth with Bitcoin saying, hey, every time it gets to 12K, get out. And that strategy's been holding up for quite a while here. So every time it gets to 10, something, get in. When it gets up to that 12, get out. I don't know if it's gonna look nasty. Yeah, so it's starting to look nasty. All right. But as you guys can see, it's trying its hardest to break this 12K range, but it just can't do it. And this trend line, I was looking at it on a 4-hour view, but I'm pretty sure this can be adjusted and this will really be on top of here. All right. But it's respecting this area for some reason. And it keeps playing around with this. So I'm really not, I've been iffy on Bitcoin breaking 12K. Just it hasn't been able to do it. And I think it got like the 12.1 and it didn't hold up for long at all at 12.1. And just looking off past times, if anything, if it did get past into the 12s, I'm looking for this fib area right here at 12.6 to see if it can get over it. If it can get over that, it'll go up to 13.2. And that'll be our next stopping point for Bitcoin in that 13.2 area. But I needed to break 12 first. The 12 has been iffy, which is right here. See where 12 is? If it can get back to right here, which as you can see has been up there before, but this was a resistance area. And this was on a downtrend for there, but then this is going to uptrend. So how long will it hold this uptrend? Because it is going that way. Question is, will it stay that way? So Bitcoin, watch like a hawk. All right. Let's see. I know Tesla had split talks going on, so let's go over there and take a look at that. All right, so you got to remember Tesla's doing new waters that it's never hit before. I don't know why my chart is showing up like this. But as you can see, we're still expecting it to keep going along this trend line. It did hit that resistance area right there. And this, once again, if you were looking to buy or trade and stuff to get in, this will be an area of 14 where you want to get in and then get out. Now, of course, if they do the split 5-to-1, you're just splitting these shares. You would divide the price by 5, hopefully. So 16 divided by 5, or whatever that is, 300 some odd change. That's how much each share would be worth. So then we would come back down to this area.
Be about 350.
All right, so then we will be looking at Tesla to restart itself over here. All right, so if we get to the 350 area, all right, what is this? 335. Let's just say this 335 area. Let me draw a line. Take it about right there. All right. But damn, Tesla don't be messing around. All right, so if I'm looking at that area of Tesla, so they did a split that'll take us back down to the 350 range, right? So I'm not looking at it in the aspect of what will it do then. I'm literally saying what did Tesla do when the last time it was in that 350 range area. So I want to go back and look back on time and see what was going on with Tesla. And I mean, you could go see, because it's all public information, like what new things that they have going on around October 2019, and did it develop around December? Like, what was a new model or something? This could have been like Model 3 or something in that area. I don't know what happened during that time frame, but like, okay, that's a model that you could go look for. So one thing I know about splits, if they're doing a split, they want to invest with new ideas. And in order to get new ideas, you need money. I do a split, more people will buy in at that price. What new idea are they coming out with? And usually, and this is just 1 year, so you got to like go back, look again, like what happened in February 20. Well, okay, this is probably during the pandemic that it dropped, and now it's coming back. So, there's not a lot of data to go back on with Tesla, but this is a model that you got to try to figure out the right answer. And if you can give them 3 months after they do their split, chances are that they'll continue growth. And how do I know that? I mean, I'm just looking off data. Like, they can do things impactful in 3 months. Now, would I get into it right now? No, it's too high. I mean, look at the chart. Just with looking at the chart, you see that it's in a resistance area right now. Right? So I wouldn't get into an area that's that high, because I mean that would be crazy. So you just hold off, let them do the split, come down, and the price will lower for you. Get in then. Or, as I stated earlier on a talk show podcast, that you could continue to buy Tesla like a bill every month, and if that's the case, then get in, because it's going to continue growth. But if you get in here, and then later on you get in here, and then later on you get in there, and then it gets all the way back up to here eventually, like, you'll make out because you kept buying. This is just be like one stock in the portfolio. You need to create a portfolio of multiple stocks to do that. All right. Let's look at what else we got here. Tesla, check the Amazon. What you got for us, Amazon? All right. Amazon's coming back towards our trend line. All right. Once again, I'm expecting Amazon to keep on riding up this trend. And once we get here, there needs to be a decision made of what Amazon's going to do around this 33.41 area. Right now, it's at 31.49. So be paying attention to the news as well, for things that happen as it's getting closer to this trend line. Will it do something to burst it up here to this 33.41, where this Fibonacci line is? And we'll see, like, will it hold steady? But as of right now, I wouldn't be getting into Amazon unless you were doing this method. All of these buy-in spots right here. If you would have kept buying Amazon at these different spots, you'd be able to capitalize. But if you plan to just buy in right here, you might set yourself up for a world of trouble. All right. Let's look at our buddies, Apple. And once again, guys, if you are watching this on live stream, if you're getting valuable information, please like it, share it, so we can continue to educate the community. As well as if you have any questions or stocks that you would like us to take a look at here, feel free to put it in the chat and I'll be sure to look at it. All right, so man, I could have sworn I charted Apple already. Might just look at it and say ain't no need to look at it. All right, yeah. So I guess I already had looked at it, said ain't no need to look at it, and I still feel that way. Unless you want to play, you know. But I would not get into Apple right now. So let's not even look at that anymore. All right. Let's take a look at Big C. And this was a stock that I was mentioning you guys are be like Shopify's competitor. Now, as I stated, you know, to look back, let's go back and open up another chart. Shopify. Okay. All right, so what are we? January, February. All right, so Shopify took off. So they had continued growth. There was an upswing when they first came in, bounced down for what? Make it move. Right, opened in January, really started taking off in the beginning. So they continued growth all of January. See if I can look at it better on a 4-hour view. What is this thing doing? So I'm trying to look, what year was this? All right, this is 15. That's when they hit the market at 15. So if you look, they had an upswing, okay? Came to realization, came down, and they played this down curve. So what did I say? 15 to 17, 2 years for it to really take off. So if you come back and look at Big C, the upswing, the downswing, stabilization. All right. 2 years for it to take off. That one started, this one started out in the 20s. What is this one starting out in the, I'll probably say in the 70 range. Okay. It came back and stabilized and shot out from the 20s and got up into the 40s. Right, came back and stabilized out right around in the 20s area, bounced around in there, came down as low into the 18s, So now I'm like, all right, there's a $10 swing there. We get up here. What did I say? It started out in the 70s, got up into the hundreds. That's a $30 swing. You know, so we could see that the drop came back down into the $30 swing, like the $20 swing you was doing for Shopify. Now, am I once again an expert who knows this stuff? No, I just happen to look at analytics and data, and that's how I make my decisions and determinations on things. Can I paint a picture of something that's already been there before? You know, same way I teach you guys how to build a business, I do the same thing with stock. Like, who's a company that's already been there before? Why am I doing this? Because I am 100% sure somebody at Big Comes looked at Shopify's platform design and said, I can do the same thing that they can do. Let me build it this way, just with something small change. So if they're going to follow their formula, then the stock should follow the same way too. That's all I'm thinking about. No emotion behind it. You know, now I'm reading their principles of the business to see, are they running it? Are they willing to run themselves like Shopify's morals? If I like the way the Shopify's morals are, you know, are they doing that too? And that'll tell me a lot about the stock. And then of course the money. But that's different stuff that determines what I would do there. I told you I do like Big C for the long haul. All right. Let's look at our buddy PENN. Right, this is sports gambling. Once again, I told you guys to get in here. We were on live feed that one day, and I said get in. It's been going up ever since. Once again, they handle online, not online gaming, but sports betting. And the more sports betting is going to come out, the more you can expect gambling to happen. So why not get into the gambling industry? And PENN is a good one to do it. Of course, they are high, but I mean, told y'all to get in before, so I don't know what to tell you when to get in now. I mean, it'll continue its growth, but I'm in. You dig? All right. We'll go look at Chelsea's favorites, the cruise line and airline industry. All right, Royal Caribbean. As I stated, I think we talked about this like when, you know, we've been talking about it since sure in July. But you know, it's been down, as I stated, you know, good time to get in on this trend line right here that's been in this green on the lower side. And imagine if like you got in and got out. Got in, got out. So, you know, price came down here, you got in, you got out from 48 to 54. I mean, that wouldn't be enough to cover the spread. That's me personally. But can you make money over there? You know, if you was to get in every time that it got down to 48 and you got out every time it got to 55. All right, what's that? 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, that's $7. All right. So every time, you know, this is one buy out, that's $7 made. Buy out, that's another $7 made. Buy out, that's another $7 made. And now that it's over this hump, you're respecting this next line just like that. And you're like, well, Travis, how do I know when to get out? Well, look at the last time that the trend came down to its lowest and then the point behind that. So as I'm looking right here, like where would my spot be? Well, this was the lowest right here. So when the trend came to its lowest, and then the point behind it, well, it's right here, this gap. So anytime money would hit the top of this, I would be getting out right here. This would be my trend line. So if money came down to that, I'm getting out. And of course, you need to make sure you put enough room to cover the spread. So probably you would, if you're trading, right, you would need to put your price like down here because that'll cover the spread. But now anytime prices get down here, I'm out. But as you can see, it never really got all the way broke through down here. You wouldn't have got taken out. And you would have been buying in every time. Buy in, get out. Buy in, get out. It's the same way that I treat Bitcoin. All right. Once again, the cruise line industry, I mean, right now, I would not get in like this week. I would not be getting in. It's just, as you can see, it's at another point of resistance. So I'll be waiting for it to come back down here or here, hitting this trend line. So this green line here or hitting this trend line before I get in again. All right, let's look at United. All right, as you can see, it's hovering on a trend. So this spread just isn't enough for me to, right, that's a $3 spread from this resistance area. I mean, this support area to this resistance area. So it's not enough points for me to worry about getting into there. If anything, I'm looking for this stock to come back down here. I'm looking for this stock to come back down here before I get in. Or breaking this area and coming back to retest before I get in, before it goes back up to 46. Once again, if you had the money, like, just keep getting in and ride the wave. And ride that wave. That wave. All right. Got any stocks y'all want to look at? You go look at my portfolio.
I've been looking into that DraftKings, but I'm trying to see if I should wait to figure out what they're gonna do with the football season on it though.
DraftKings. So there's a resistance line right there. See all the points hit. There's a point hit right here. One right here, there. And of course, the deeper you go look into it, like we could fine tune. I'm not trading these acting up to date, but you could fine tune it for the wick hits, not the candle. Remember, we're looking for wicks. Just move this up and down a little bit. But yes, it's just choppy right here, man, because it's been closing below it. It's definitely not on a buy. It hasn't closed above and retested. So what I'm saying is, in order for me to get a feel that it's a buy, it needs to go up, close above it. All right. So like, see all this closed above it, and then come back and retest it and proceed back to its highest point before I get in for the next time it comes down.
Okay.
So that's a lot that I got to be patient about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that I got to be willing for it to come through here, close above here, get to, and you can just go back and look at, the next resistance point. So I literally would have been looking at the support for this level because that's going to be resistance. And if I just look from here, I'm looking right around there. You see it's cutting in here, there, right here. And as you can see, it's right around there.
Right.
Now I'm saying, all right, it needs to close above here, get back up to here, come back down, and don't close below here, but test it and get back to this height. And then come back down and I'll get in.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, some people will say, well, it got back up there. No, this is 38. That's $1 difference.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it was supposed to get up to. That 39 range. It didn't make it. It came down here, it tested, hesitated, and came below it. Like, now I'm using the same concept. Did it close below it? Did it hit? Yep. It came down. All right. But it went through back again. Now,
Mm-hmm.
came through, it tested. You can see it's not respecting this area as far as treating it as a resistance or support. So, long story short, I ain't getting in this.
Nah, I feel it.
I will wait for some time until they figure out what they're going to do with themselves. As you can see, like I did that on a 45-minute chart, and now we're looking at it on a day, and it's lining up right on the wicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we want, wicks. And nah, it ain't looking good wick wise. It's still looking like a sell. But like you said, this NFL stuff is really going to play a major part. Let's see. Let's take a look at this one. Uber. Now, where do you guys happen to see what's going on? Look, now we drew this stuff up a long time ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's bouncing off the same area. Of course, we could fine tune this line down a little bit, but it keeps doing this. It happens to be right there. Watch, maybe chances are it'll shoot up tomorrow and come here. Only downside, it's kind of been on this downtrend, right? But we're gonna watch it because it's closed up above it. But I mean, you can make some money off Uber. But looking at it around 30, looking to get out of 34. I mean, in the trading world, you could trade and make some coins with the spread large enough. I mean, the lot large enough because the spread won't eat up some coins. What else we got out here? This one for my transportation. Let's see what we got. Oh, this is one that, of course, I've definitely been preaching about. I don't know if y'all heard me, but I got Chipotle. I've been with them since the pandemic because they figured out how to keep feeding people. And as you can see, they dropped during the pandemic and they've just been figuring it out since. They are, of course, a bit high right now, but it's a good stock to get in if you would have got in early enough, you know, during these pandemic phases. But I do see them continuing their growth. But I wouldn't get in right now. I'll wait for it to get back down here to this $1,000 range before I get in. We're gonna do this for my man Rick Ross. Take a look at Wingstop. I got some of Wingstop. Fat boy need a 10-piece. I don't eat chicken, but I do invest in chicken. And as you guys can see, Rick Ross and Wingstop figured that out too. And I credit, Rick Ross for this. This is always talking about Wingstop, like always continuing to talk about food and Wingstop and everything that he says. And it's in people's mind, Wingstop, that or 10-piece lemon pepper. Like, to me, looking at their financials and the power that Ross has when he talks about Wingstop, works for me. And it's been working for me. And I think it'll continue to work. As you can see, it did give us a drop point, like a test area for us to get in. Again, if you were new, we get in here, looking for this to go back up to the 170s and continue to grow. So if I'm looking, I'm looking at May to June, so a month, they figure something out, got off, right, and then from the end of June, let's say here, right, from the beginning of July to the end of July, another month, they took off, right, so this is the beginning of August. I would expect by the end of August, they'll take off to a new height. So we're gonna put a mark there. And like, well, Travis, how far will they go? Well, let's take a look at that. So if I go from here to here to there, it's a matchup. So I'm expecting this type of increase right there. So I can expect the same thing. I just come right back here and I'm looking for that type of growth in a month until it proves me wrong. No emotions behind it, just data. And then of course there's this uptrend line that you can draw. I'm going to fine tune this because that might not be. All right, that's our uptrend line that we're looking at right now for it to respect. So boom, 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 shoot up. Fat boy need a 10-piece. But I like buy on the Wingstop right now. Of course, they're in my investment portfolio, so I'll continue that. Um, this is one that I don't know if we really looked over, but I know I've mentioned it. And for all my real estate people who want to get into real estate but don't know real estate, um, let's get into the REIT. As well as all of my people who want to get into the stock market but don't know how to get into the stock market, come right here. Vanguard's index fund, S&P 500. They're professionals. They get it. Now, if you want to make an impact on the world, you wouldn't put your money in the Vanguard because they invest in prisons. But, all your 401k plans have Vanguard in, so I don't know how much impact you would do. So just, make money and then figure it out for your community once you get it. So as you guys can see, um, Vanguard S&P 500 is continuing its growth through this pandemic and cracked nothing. And remember, we just drew these blocks up from before. What do? Now it's getting there. Its height once again 310, but we can go back and look at statistics. So this is telling me we'll probably have a drop in the market coming soon. They'll say it's Corona, something. There'll be some type of drop. That's where you should look to get in again. I don't have any emotion behind it. I just say that it's the charts that's gonna make the drop. Do I know 100% what it is gonna make this drop? I don't know, but I can tell you that looking at the data, it says that a drop is due, and this is the Vanguard's S&P 500. This is having ownership of every piece of the company in the S&P 500. That's what this is, and their continued growth year over year is incredible. So if you invest in that every month, you be doing some good things. But to get in right now, today or tomorrow, I wouldn't choose that because that is hype. But it's something to look to. And I will be watching this week to see what news is going to come out to make this market go down. Once that fades away, get in. Vanguard. S&P 500. Indeed. All right, let's take a look at a REIT. Vanguard REIT. Where is she? And so this is like a technology Vanguard fund, and it'll get technology stocks. The growth stocks. They're going to get into growth stocks, energy stocks. So if you wanted to like specify, they do have different funds for that. But I told you, REIT is real estate. So they have real estate projects that they're doing. And as you can see, their real estate project didn't bounce back like the S&P 500 did. But we can expect it to bounce back. Don't you worry about that. They're going to continue to buy stuff up, all right, and continue to get into this real estate market. Now, you would just go look at with the Vanguard Index real estate, what their REIT is. Like, do they own malls, like communities? Like, what is it that they own? And how is that real estate chunk being impacted? Because people not going in the stores and the mall ain't making no money. Because the stores ain't paying rent. All of that stuff comes into play, so you kind of get an idea of what to be looking for. But other than that, that's all I have for you guys today. If there's no questions, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We will be back here tomorrow, 8 p.m. for our roundtable. If you are a new entrepreneur or business owner or one that wants to extend their business, come on out to the roundtable, share your information, and utilize this opportunity to create referrals. And you can go to purchase4freedom.org to register there, and you'll get updated with all the information. That's all I have for you guys. Appreciate you for tuning in. Have a good day.